Well, yeah, that's a problem.
What does your gut feeling tell you this is all about?
The government is either testing or looking for something, or the worst scenario is they don't know what's going on.
Right.
But that's hard to believe. When President Trump says they know, you can be assured that they know.
Right.
And they're not saying it.
Yeah, that's what I think. It's a fascinating story. Senator Bradley, thank you very much indeed for joining me.
Thank you, Piers.
Well, joining me now are entrepreneur and Trump supporter Grant Cardone, the host of the Luke Beasley Show, Luke Beasley, the streamer and commentator Destiny, and the spokesperson for the Turning Point USA, Caitlin Sinclair. Let me start with you, Caitlin. What is going on with these drones? It is very odd, the whole thing.
Yes, Piers, I think this is one example, or I would say a microcosm of what has been happening on such a larger scale across this country, where you have the mainstream media, where you have the government elites telling the American people, don't believe your lying eyes. We had Alexandra Mayorkas being sent to be the media's darling this past weekend, Piers, going on all of the weekend shows, telling us there's nothing to see here. We had Adam Kinzinger tweeting out this morning on the show saying, the drones are actually airplanes, nothing to see here. So the American people have every right to ask questions. This is a rhetoric that they've been told for the past 4 years. Don't believe your lying eyes, don't believe your lying ears. And they have every right to get answers to these questions. It's really hard for the American people to sit back and believe that the government can find the grandma who took a selfie on January 6th at the Capitol 4 years ago, but they can't figure out who's flying drones above New Jersey.
Yeah, I mean, Destiny, this is probably not your normal wheelhouse of expertise, but as an American, are you not a bit freaked out by all this?
No, I mean, like FAA regulations happen so that drones can fly pretty high. We're in a pretty weird area.
And shout out Vladstein. I'm weak. Damn, they're pulling a note out of Dave's book. Music interlude on Discord. Shout out in the music section. Don't worry, Vlad, I got you right after this segment.
Area right now where these are becoming like commercially available to consumers for the first time in a long time. A lot of the pictures and a lot of the video that is being shown is literally like airplane footage. Like you can see the FAA lights like that are done to regulation on these ships, but some people still insist on saying they're UFOs or coming from an Iranian mothership.
Remember, guys, that's 23 super chats to go ahead and open up that call-in line, man. This is going to be a good show, and shout out Vladstein.
I don't see any, I guess, like upside to baselessly speculating on what it is. I think people have a right to ask questions, of course, and we'll wait until we get, I guess, better answers about who it is.
But the longer we don't get told, are you not slightly twitchy that there's something very odd going on?
Not really. No, there's a billion different things that you could photograph at any point in the country, at any point in time. I don't know why we're obsessed with feeling like we're constantly under threat of being, destroyed or invaded by drones or invaded by, manufactured hurricanes or George Soros or it's just like the fear economy where we have to be afraid of every single new video that's posted. Like if these things started shooting missiles at us or something crazy like that happened, then yeah, that would be a huge problem, obviously. But I assume, and it's been stated by the authorities in New Jersey, that the federal government is looking into it. All you do is wait for answers.
I mean, Grant, what should be done about them in the meantime? I mean, people are going to start taking action on them. They're going to start shooting at these things, aren't they?
Number one, the reason to be fearful is late 2019, it was whispered that there was a thing called COVID being exported. A bat, didn't know where it was coming from, this place called Wuhan. A year later, by the way, Donald Trump loses the election because of mail-in ballots, conveniently. And here we are today, after an election, before an inauguration. We have drones flying at night, not during the day. That would suggest infrared, looking for something. I would suggest a black swan event is being planned to disrupt Donald Trump in year one and to put him back on his heels. So when Destiny says everybody's scared, George Soros, dude, there's plenty of reasons for America to be on high alert right now. The U.S. government should be trusted with one thing, to lie to the American people, because they repeatedly lie to the American people.
All right, Luke Beasley. I mean, that's a pretty...
When Trump is the government, does he lie to the American people too, or is it just when Democrats are president?
Right now, we're talking about drones over New Jersey that no one can explain, and you want to make sense of it. Okay, the reason you can't shoot them out
there. COVID in 2019. That was Trump who was president, right? That was his administration. So did Trump lie to us about COVID?
I don't think. I mean, dog, we're talking about drones that we don't know where it came from. We had an idea where COVID, at least we had an idea where COVID came from. We had an idea, allegedly came from China, but we don't know where these came from. Everybody keeps trying to put a name on it of Iran and China, but they're not speaking up on it. Then we got some guy who gets blown up in a car talking about, oh, the drones in NY, or I mean not NY, but in New Jersey, they're being flown, they're being propelled by gravitic propulsion system. So yeah, you can't compare this to Trump and COVID. And the thing is, why are we even trying to compare president and what president was lying about what? Like, no president said anything about the drones for real. No president said, oh, they came from here, so we can even say that they're lying. So I don't even know why he's even trying to bring Trump into this conversation. But, you know, TDS, it's real.
I don't think you nor anybody on the panel or anyone listening or watching right now suggests that Donald Trump created the Wuhan virus.
I never said that, but you said that apparently people knew about it. It's just weird that right now the current administration is being blamed.
Drones by law cannot fly above 400 feet by law. So look, we know we see something in the sky, right? You agree with that? What is it?
Most of the videos that I've seen.
All right, but let me bring in Luke, because you've been listening to this. I mean, look, Grant, on one level, you might say, well, Grant's just putting out conspiracy theories, but that's what happens. Yeah, but okay, you don't actually know that because we don't have the official explanation. And the longer it goes on, the more theories are going to fly around. And one of them, by the way, one of them is going to be right.
Yeah, but I mean, like the official.
Well, hang on. Let me bring in Luke. Hang on. Destiny, you bring in Luke.
That's kind of the whole way that people like Grant do media is you make a bunch of these bold predictions. People forget months later when the thing you said never actually happened. So there's going to be some sort of crazy thing that hurts Trump's first year, and the drones are a part of that. He can just.
All right, guys, we got 300 plus of y'all in here, man. Do me a favor and double tap that screen and like the video. Let's get us to 50 likes. Let's get more people on the conversation. We are 23 super chats away. So any question, comments, jokes you want to send in, just $2 up, and we'll go ahead and read it out loud. And like I said, like the video, you know, the SK media sign. Hit those 3 dots. Whoops.
Provocative very quickly, freak people out. We'll probably get a more clear answer that's not that provocative very quickly, and then Grant will move on and keep making more predictions. People like him, I don't know actually him specifically, but I've heard sort of in the MAGA space a lot of bold statements right before the election about how the Democrats were never going to accept it. There's no way they would possibly accept the election results, and they immediately do, as we talked about last time I was on here. So again, these false predictions are kind of nauseating, and it's not going to be that what I can tell you. But then I'll also say that a lot of
hang on, Luke. Let me just say, when it comes to false predictions, how about this one? I will never pardon my son, Hunter Biden.
Ooh.
It's not going to happen. It will not happen. The president's not going to do it. What's the matter with you people? It's not going to happen. What happened to that false prediction?
And the day he said,
I missed the crazy.
Oh, hold on now. Hold on. Like, see, when you catch these libs up on that, they really hit you with the, like, what are you talking about? What you mean? I don't think he said that and all this crazy stuff. Is like, it's funny. I like how Pierce what he did there. That's why he's laughing his ass off right now. He's like, okay, y'all want to talk about Trump line? Great. Let's bring up Biden line. Let's see what y'all got to say about that. Nothing, huh?
Look how triggered you all get when I point that out. Look at you know the worst thing about what Joe Biden did there?
No.
He basically has caused you guys to go into a triggering anaphylactic shock for the rest of your natural lives. Because by doing what he did, he just ruined it for you. He ruined it.
For us, we actually stand on principle. So I don't know about Destiny's take on this, but I said he shouldn't have done that.
Good.
And it seems like he misled us whenever he said he wasn't going to, because we actually can criticize the person who represents, our party during a time.
I'm sorry.